Welcome to Chris Parking Shooting Sports. Air pistols today. I have got a Hatsan Jet 1 air pistol, and this air pistol comes in the box like this, and essentially the main concept of it is you've got a pre-charged pneumatic air pistol, but you've also got a buttstock which will make it into a shorter carbine. And if I pop this together, we can shoot this like that, or we can shoot it with this attached. But let's just go through it as a pistol first. Now essentially you've got a 40cc air bottle on the bottom. It's got a Foster filling adapter with it. You get a Foster connector for that within the little kit. It's got an 8-shot magazine. This one's 177. It's also available in 2.2. The 8-shot magazine's rotary. I'll show you that in a second as well. But essentially the interesting part is you've got dovetail and Picatinny on the top here. You've got a nice big grip, very hand filling adapters on the bottom there. But essentially you've got two sets of sights. So your foresight pops up there and your rear sight pops up here, and that's for when you're using it as a pistol as normal there. And those are both windage and elevation adjustable, and you've got green dots at the back and a red dot at the front. But what happens is if you put this back end on it, which clips together just like that, you pop those sights there down and you pull those sights up, because you've now got more of a pistol sight. But that looks very small, doesn't it? And of course what we've got here, we've got an extending butt pad. So that now is in there, and I've got a short sort of pistol carbine here like that. Now I can put dovetail mounted scope on top or a red dot sight, and I've also got an adjustable cheek piece at the back here. So if I just undo that, this will rise up, and you can use whatever you need scope alignment wise to get the absolute optimum shots with it. Now talk about that once more, because what we've got is I've also got, hiding under here, this is the Jet 2 version. Now essentially it's exactly the same, except for you've got two bottles on it. So you've got 40, 80 cc's, which approximately doubles your shot count. The sights are all the same, everything's windage adjustable, you've got side lever cocking here, etc. Same buttstock, same everything. But you'll see on this one I've actually put a Hatsan Optima 1x40 red dot sight on it, which gave me a little bit more precision when I was trying to shoot some smaller groups. Now if we go into some of the details of this, let's just measure everything on the Jet 1 to start with. I'll just go through this box. Get an instruction manual, you get a nice case with it. So in the instruction manual we've got the usual factors, features, tells you all about it, tells you all about shooting it, gives you all the max velocities, things like that. Those are generally US market based, so they're a lot more than you'll get in the UK. There's no 6 foot-pound limit on pistols in the US, so the ones we've got here I'll tell you about in a little bit more detail in one moment. But essentially if we look at the overall length of this, we've got a shrouded barrel within here, and the barrel is about 7.5 inches long. An overall length of the pistol would normally be about 14.5 inches, which is 370 millimeters. When you move that to a full length, you know, you've got 15-inch length of pull on that butt at full extension, and if we drop forward here, that goes down as small as 13.25 inches, and in those in metric you've got 340 millimeters all the way up to 385 millimeters. Gives you a very broad ranging style of carbine that's going to fit pretty much every shooter. Now, construction is pretty much all polymer apart from this steel barrel. You've got an ambidextrous grip, so you can shoot it left or right-handed. The cocking lever is only on the left side though, but that's assumed you're going to be able to shoot it a lot quicker if you're a right-handed shooter. Now, while that's there, let's just cock that and give it a safe dry fire and measure the trigger weight on it. So trigger pull on here is 705 grams, which is 1 pound 8.9 ounces. Everything on the Jet 2, by the way, is exactly the same other than that double air cylinder size. Now, if we look in the little packet with bits and pieces we get with it, that's just here, you get little Hatsan logos, Allen keys, you get some spare O-rings, but most interestingly, you get a Foster filling adapter, which is pretty useful, goes on your normal air hose, and then in here, as well as the spare O-rings, and they've got the valve seal there for that, we've also got an adapter which will go on the front into here to allow us to use a sound moderator as well. As well as that, there are 2 magazines supplied. These are 8-shot in 177, and there's also a single-shot adapter clip. So if I just turn it over, cock this, that single-shot adapter clips in there, and it allows me to put each pellet sequentially in the little tray. I'll just open this and show you. Pops in the tray, and then as you close that, it'll push forward into the breech ready to fire as normal, but I'm not going to just do that in here. If you want to decock the pistol, by the way, hold the lever back, pull the trigger, and you can decock it by lowering the lever slowly. These magazines load a little bit differently. You twist them all the way around anti-clockwise of the front cover, and then you take a single pellet and you've got to put that single pellet in backwards. So you've got to put it in skirt first into there, and then that just holds the pressure on that, so we can rotate this here now like that. And then I will just go around, fill up all the slots. That will then feed every pellet every time I cycle the side lever, and of course as it flicks around and it empties, and then the side lever will be blocked by the follower on the last one, so you're going to have a dead man's click on that last shot. And if I just want to put that pellet back in there, I can just go like that and empty that back out. Now this Jet 1's actually got Picatinny on either side of the action. I used an FX chronograph on there to actually measure all the details and statistics from it. From a 40cc buddy bottle filled up to 250 bar. The first shot through the chronograph was 478 feet per second, which is 4.3 foot-pounds with an 8.4 grain JSP pellet. After 20 shots, that was 423 feet per second, which is 3.4 foot-pounds, and after 30 shots, it was 377 feet per second, which is 2.7 foot-pounds. Now, if we compare the same statistics for the twin bottle setup on the Jet 2, the first shot was 454 feet per second, which is 3.8 foot-pounds, and 30 shots after that, I was 396 feet per second, which is 2.9 foot-pounds. So that goes to show you the fact that double the air capacity doesn't quite give you double, but it gives you a longer smooth transition through that shot curve. Now these aren't regulated, and they are really for plinking. They're not target pistols, but they're very good fun to shoot, and the actual lock time and usage of them is quick and speedy, and this is a safe dry fire, and the trigger is actually very crisp and I like it a lot. These have got quite an unusual safety catch, and it's on the bottom of the trigger guard here, and it pops up like that. So if you can see that on the ceiling camera popping up and down, when that pops up it blocks your finger from the trigger, and then you push it back down and that gives you a normal trigger position. As I say, everything is polymer apart from the air bottle and the barrel, but it works quite nicely, and I do like the green fibre optic pins on the sights because they give you really good usability, and it's very important to make sure you get that cheek piece adjusted perfectly for the best, most consistent position. Now I won't tell you the groups I shot are the best groups in the world, certainly not with the open sights, but I did swap over to this 1x40 red dot sight and shot some much smaller groups at 10 metres. There's no difference in accuracy between the two pistols at all. It is, as I say, purely down to the air capacity there, and this one actually has the filler on the front rather than on the underneath of the bottle. Just keeps it a little bit more compact. And I have to say the handling quality I prefer slightly in the carbine format with Jet 2. Again, we've got the adjustable cheek piece, you can get great alignment, especially when using a red dot sight. You get extremely fast and precise target acquisition, and I did shoot some smaller groups with it, which I was very pleased with. Now, as I showed you in the packet here, there is this small adapter here, and if you screw that into the muzzle thread, pop that in there, that's a 1/2 inch UNC, and you can put a sound moderator on it as well, and the gun will get an awful lot quieter. So just as this is safe dry fire. That is extremely quiet now, and if we compare that with the original sound, this is of course just dry firing, with a pellet in it'll be even quieter. Think of the difference there. So that's actually another good feature of these Jet 1 and Jet 2 pistols. I've really enjoyed shooting both these pistols. They're quite interesting in the fact that you've got the two different sight assemblies, so you can zero it both ways round. With the butt off, you can just use the rear sight, fold the front sight down, and you've just got it like this. And then compare and contrast that, you know, go all the way to the extreme limit. You could put a chronograph on the side, like the FX chronograph here. Put the red dot sight on top, and you go for the full buttstock in the carbine format with a red dot sight, and it's a really quite accurate, fun gun to shoot. These have both come from a UK importer, Sportsman Gun Centre, so thank you very much for those from Hatsan, and also the Optima 1x40 red dot sight, which has got 11 brightness settings, windage and elevation adjustable, and makes the gun a lot more fun to shoot, a lot easier and probably more accurate for most shooters. It certainly was for me. I would add the sound moderator without question. I think you'll really enjoy shooting one of these air pistols, and I hope you have a lot of fun if you do get one, because I don't think they're expensive. And remember, it's still all about the passion of shooting, the actual ability to use and the patience of trigger control, setting up the open sights to shoot accurately. So I hope you've enjoyed that review. Please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell and keep track of my regular uploads. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.